Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another perfume review. Incredible. That is right, friends. Today I am back with another perfume review. It's been a while. Friends. I am going to try and do more reviews this year. I said I'm going to try and do more reviews this year. Whether I actually get to do them or not is another matter. I have plenty of perfumes to talk about. And I do first impressions all the time. Because with a first impression, you just sit down and you don't have to think. You just sit down, smell and talk. And I like doing that. Because I am extremely lazy and I don't have to think. But with a review, you have to be more considered and you have to have time. And in this instance, I feel I am ready to review this perfume. It is my scent of the day. And that scent is Prada Amber Pour Homme. From Prada, obviously. Jesus. We will follow my tried and tested trusty formula of telling you what the notes are and then what notes I get. And then I will just discuss the fragrance at length until I can discuss the fragrance no more. So, the notes from the Prada website itself. Top notes of mandarin, neroli, bergamot and cardamom. Heart notes orange blossom, musk, vetiver, geranium and myrrh. Base notes labdanum, leather, sandalwood, tonka bean, patchouli, vanilla and saffron. Now, you may or may not have noticed about this perfume that on the label on the bottle, it has some writing, and the writing says very handily what some of the notes are, but not all of them. And it's in French as well, so brace yourself, French people, please. Bear with us. There is Résine de Labdanum de France, so labdanum resin from France. Field de Patchouli Indonesia, so I would imagine that's patchouli from fields in Indonesia. Cardamom de Guatemala, that's pretty self-explanatory. And then Saffron de España et Dime, so leather and saffron from Spain. Okay. The notes I get from this perfume, most of them. Cardamom, myrrh, geranium, vetiver, labdanum, leather, saffron, little bit of sandalwood. So, what can I say about this perfume that hasn't already been said? This has been around since 2006. The perfumer is absolutely fantastic, in fairness to her. It is Danielle Andrier, or Daniela Roche. I think she was called Daniela Roche, but now is called Danielle Andrier. Yes, that's right. Released in 2006, this has almost certainly been reformulated, although you wouldn't know, because the reformulations have been handled by an in-house perfumer, thank God. This is the best way to if you're going to reformulate and it's a thing, it just happens and we have to deal with it, right? I have this theory that in-house perfumers reworking their own stuff do a better job than when a reformulation is just handed to some young, new, unknown perfumer who isn't really being very well paid. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. And they are told, just rework this, It's easy work, I think, that the perfume houses see it as. You're not having to create anything, you're just having to rework it to keep in line with regulations. Keep it broadly the same, whereas an in-house perfumer, they're reworking their own work. And Daniele Andrea is still at Prada, to the best of my knowledge. And over the years, this hasn't changed. Not in any discernible way. So I'm really pleased about that. It is recently discontinued, though. I say recently, sometime in the last couple of years it's been discontinued. It's not on shelves anymore. It's not available on the Prada UK website, but it is available on the Prada Europe site, but only in 50 mils, which is a terrible sign. I don't know how well this sells. It is a Fragcom darling. That does not necessarily mean that it is a popular fragrance. But you can bet your life this will be extremely expensive in years to come on the second-hand market, because this is one of those fragrances that has a following, a good following, and it's been discontinued by the house. It just doesn't have enough of a following for it to remain in production, which is a shame. I love this stuff. Absolutely love it. It's a fabulous fragrance. I would say you could wear this almost any day of the year, except in the highest of high heat. It is warm but fresh and clean. I used to wonder why it was called Amber pour Homme, but as time has gone by, I've come to understand it more and more and more. It is an amber fragrance. It hasn't got lavender in it, but it just feels almost like a fougere. It's got the patchouli, it's got the bright beginning with like neroli and mandarin and bergamot, and especially the cardamom. The cardamom gives it this kind of, it takes away, it's going to sound so stupid, it takes away the citrus aspect of the citrus and gives it more of like a ever so slightly fruity kind of vibe. Very round, very, very shy aspect about the perfume. But the star of this fragrance for me is the mid and the base. And the mid comes at you fast. Like, you're into the mid after like 5 minutes. And it's a big middle. Huge myrrh, vetiver, sort of this kind of, it's like a feeling rather than like the actual smell of like the resin, you know, or the individual notes. It's got this warmth but cleanliness at the same time that only myrrh can give you, and the perfumer has used vetiver in combination, some of the geranium doing some of the work there as well, to give that kind of fresh, clean, natural feel. I've no doubt this is absolutely chock full of synthetics, but the effect that it gives is of a natural, clean, soapy, fresh vibe. But with warmth. I don't know how many of you moisturise when you get out the shower, but you're clean, and then you apply moisturiser. It feels like a barrier cream, and it feels like you're insulated from the air, you know? It feels like there's just a very thin, almost like a laminate between you and the air. That's the kind of feeling this perfume gives you. It's like no other amber perfume on the market. The myrrh, that feeling of the myrrh and the vetiver stays but quietens down, and then you are left in the base with a saffron, which, if I'm being honest, is almost ever present in the fragrance, giving it this kind of giving it this kind of twang that you could mistake at the beginning for being like a citrus, but it's the skill of the perfumer to combine it with the cardamom. So the cardamom and the saffron talk to each other. They communicate, even though they're at opposite ends of the pyramid. They interact in such a way that it makes it a coherent perfume from top to middle to bottom. And a lot of the best perfumes can do that. The saffron for me stands out, and then the base is blended absolutely to within an inch of its life, and perfectly so, to give this clean, fresh warmth that just quietly hums throughout the day. It doesn't shout, although it can if you put too much on. It can be a big fragrance. It's got this gentle power about it, soft power, that kind of thing. Excuse me. This freshness, this kind of longevity about it, and consistency. It's a coherent perfume. Some perfumes are fleeting. They come and go. They sparkle. They feel like they interact with the world. This kind of feels like it almost insulates you from the world. It's very reassuring. It stays with you, and it'll stay with other people who smell it on you. It's the smell of being a grown-up, and it does not surprise me whatsoever that this was made by a woman for men. This is a Homme fragrance. It is. It's what it says. I mean, it says it right there. It says it right on the bottle. This could easily be worn by a woman. Absolutely no doubt in my mind this could be worn by a woman, and no one would be like, what are you wearing that for? That's outrageous. But this was made by Daniela Andrier, and she was I don't want to say commissioned. I certainly don't want to say propositioned, but she was asked by Prada, who was either the daughter or the granddaughter of the founder of Prada, whose first name escapes us. So this is two women making a fragrance for men, and it comes across like that. Doesn't smell feminine to me at all. What it does is it smells warm. It smells good. It's not some like rapacious little shit. It's not some like gobshite person who like swears, as I've just literally done like both of those things. Like, it's for a grown up. It is for a mature man, or a man who wants to seem mature. It's for a grown up, someone who does things, gets things done, doesn't just talk. It's warm, it's inviting, it's safe. It's not aggressive, it's not angry. It's absolutely beautiful. And you can see how much I like this fragrance by the size of the dent that I have put in it. Like, I'm talking about a third of that bottle, between a quarter and a third. The proof is in the wearing. I just wish it hadn't been discontinued, but it has. They always get rid of the good ones, and it's a shame, but it's true. hasn't got iris in it. It doesn't have lavender in it. Although it is the juice is lavender coloured. I don't know if you own this fragrance or if you have seen this on shelves, but I'm not sure if it's coming across on screen. It's got this ever so slightly purple pinky hue to it. I don't know if that's natural or whether it's colourant, but it suits it down to the ground. It's got this like kind of warm, like sort of hum. And that's true of the fragrance as well. It smells like class without having to shout it. It's not tacky in the slightest. And it's had a good run. 15, 16, 17 years. Just a shame that it's gone now, or appears to be gone. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. So get this while you can. Make sure you smell it first, because you might not like it, but I do believe there's a place in everybody's collection for a perfume like this that you can wear anytime. It's the little black dress of perfumes. Yeah, it will look good and smell good anytime. And if anybody asks you what you're wearing, I'm wearing Prada. You know? A beautiful fragrance. And now it is gone, we are worse off for it. And there we have it, friends. That is my review. A perfume which is subtle, has subtle transitions, moves, but feels safe and is sturdy and classy. A triumph, in my opinion, one of my favourite perfumes, and you better believe I've got backups of it. Absolutely. I will not be without this perfume. I'm 37 now, and I can't imagine a time in my life when this wouldn't smell good on me. You know? So yes, I look forward to seeing your comments on this. Let me know what you think of it, and I will see you all again soon. Bye.